Today, we're gonna look back at the time when Masato low kick faked and landed a big cross. We're gonna look at the follow-up technique he used, basically everything that allowed him to be successful with this fake, with the follow-up technique, and how you guys can start implementing this to add it to your arsenal. All that right after the intro. So I was super impressed with Masato getting this victory over Buakaw back in 2007. In their first matchup, Buakaw absolutely schooled Masato. He was just banging in the round kicks, had a lot of success with that lead foot teep right up to the face, and he just massacred him. Now, granted, Masato had a much harder route to the finals. He fought two really hard fights, whereas Buakaw fights were a little bit easier, but still masterful performance by Buakaw, no doubt. So when they rematched in 2007, I was kind of 50-50 on who would take the fight. But Masato just put on a masterclass, showed why he was a former K1 Max champion, and utilized techniques like the one I'm going to show you today to get the victory over Buakaw. So let's start looking in depth at this technique that Masato uses. First off, Buakaw starts moving slightly forward and Masato uses that double jab just to control the range. As soon as Buakaw starts to fade back, he just gets a little bit more distance. Masato uses that perfect range, which would be for a low kick. He pumps his leg. He does not take it past the center line. He just takes it a slight little pump and falls right into the cross. Now I want you guys to check this out quickly. Few times. I'm going to play it and play it again and then play it one more time, and I want you to really take a look at it. And what you should be noting is that when Masato pumps his fake, he doesn't stop and throw the cross. He pumps the fake and steps through. Now that step through is super important because if he just pumps here, throws the cross, and tries to knee now, he doesn't have too much power because he's in a parallel stance. That's a weak position to throw the knee from. So once Masato gets that reaction on his fake low kick, he continues with the step through. And now even when Buakaw moves back a little bit, once he makes impact, naturally he's going to move back. That now puts him in a good position to land that body knee. And this is something that I've used many times, trained so much in my fights. I take the back foot and I step through to come to the knee. But Masato ups it one more by utilizing that low kick fake, because once somebody sees the low kick and they go for that check, or in Buakaw's instance, for some reason he just dropped his hand down, but either way, generally the head becomes exposed. The trick is to make sure this low kick fake really sells, and you want to have the timing between the low kick fake and the punch be very minimal, because if you wait too long, if you kind of go 1 and 2, there's a chance the guy will just block and then be ready. You want to catch them when they're up here or when they drop their hand. Although I would advise nobody to ever drop their hand the way Buakaw did in this instance. It's a very bad idea, but he's super high level, so I guess he had some idea of what he was doing that the average person should not try. So once Masato gets that nice little pump, and here he does that little step through. Now, the important thing on the knee here is we want to make sure our head is not in a good position to get countered, because there is a chance that I go 1 and 2, and then he throws a counter hook, and if my hands are down here, I'm getting laid out. One of the worst positions to get caught in is when you're throwing a knee to the body. Your weight is back slightly, you're in a weak position to catch yourself if you get clipped in the jaw. And actually in this same fight, Buakaw gets knocked down. I think he's coming up for a low kick, but he gets knocked down on 1 foot. You do not want to take a head punch while you're standing on 1 foot. Even if the knockdown is not legitimate, it looks like you were knocked down, although the reason for going down could just be the lack of balance, being on 1 foot. So having mentioned all that, it's very important that once I go here and then here, that I'm being very aware of the counter shot. I'm either going to throw my knee with my hands up, or like Masato did, control around one arm, other one to the head, and then blast the knee in so there's no ability for counter shots to slip through. All in all, this is a beautiful setup, and if I was going to be drilling it, I would basically just work on the bag. From out here, I would start with my double jab, just like Masato did. Just control the range, 1, 2, and then fake. And you see how I controlled the neck, or I'm controlling the head and the shoulder. Bob doesn't have an arm, but I could just come to the shoulder. And I would just drill this over and over. From the outside, double jab, and then exit. And just again and again. 1, 2, Masato doesn't have loads of success with that left knee, mostly because Buakaw does not stay squared. He ends up going sideways. So to be successful, Masato would have had to come in with the knee, but that's much weaker than coming straight down the middle. That straight down the middle shot is very, very dangerous. I've heard people grunt multiple times in my fights when I land it, and slightly unfortunate, but multiple times when I've been sparring and I just step through and throw the knee, or step through and control the head and throw the knee, I've accidentally put people down, not even hitting very hard, just catching to the upper abdominal, and they just fold over. So making sure that you work that, the step through cross with the knee, but like we're talking about today, even better, fake step through into that knee. You guys can get this down, you will have a lot of success winning opponents with minimal effort. You do not need to throw that knee in hard to hurt somebody. It's just placement. Make sure it's not to the outside, right up the middle to the upper stomach is ideal. Maybe those upper 2 abs. Very hard to deal with a knee because it's such a small surface area, and even the smaller amount of impact, just kind of going just like that, even that feels super unpleasant, as opposed to a body shot with a glove where you have to rip it quite a bit harder to get the same result. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this combination that Masato threw and getting a breakdown of the whole thing, learning how you might start implementing it into your own training. A combination like this that has the ability to work on Buakaw, it's obviously something we should all be practicing because it's not easy to land things and fake out Buakaw. It's a testament to how good this combination and the technique really is. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you haven't already, join the channel and get subscribed. Train hard, guys. See you back here soon for another video.